Moyonjiso Zewa. The envelope is sealed. It has not been tampered with.
Ladies and gentlemen, I feel greatly honored to give remarks on such a very, very important occasion, which is observed throughout the world.
tinokumbira varume vese vane ngowani timbodzibvisawo dziri dzebasa tisvike panguva yatinoremekedza madzimambo. Moyo ndiso Jewa yekanisa hii vakamiwa mukaka vuma varanda vakasimachiza monene Zimbabwe rukwetekwete vari urosi vari mhandandare chengeta nyika mwene waso ekanisa ibondoro aiwa titambirei moyo ndizo tabuya umwe fenyu atakasika tinotenda
vanyarikani vose vanoremekedzwa vose.
It's my most singular honor to introduce to you our quiz master, Mr. Munyaradzi Murenga, the head of Bata Junior School. He is sitting with 3 judges or moderators
From National Museums and Monuments of Zimbabwe, covering different disciplines.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to present the question papers for today's National Heritage Education Quiz competitions. I'd like to confirm that the envelope is sealed and it has not been tampered with.
It's sealed.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's sealed.
It's sealed.
Thank you very much. I now hand over the envelope to the quiz master. Master of ceremonies.
Thank you very much. So the quiz master and his moderators will now leave the venue to a separate room where they can look at the questions and then come back and join us. Thank you.
Gamchirai. Pangoa ino, Honorable Minister, allow me to invite Mr. Mnikwa, who is the acting executive director for the NMZ, kuti wauye vazotintroducera staff from the National Museums and the Monuments of Zimbabwe, as well as other staff from the Ministry of Home Affairs. Mr. Mnikwa se, tiwao chirema kwa chwe.
Thank you very much, my colleague. I'm sorry, the honorables. But Bandro Perina, so just Bamberi, in terms of my introductions. I want also to repeat or recognize or to introduce the permanent secretaries, Secretary for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, the acting secretary of the Ministry of Home Affairs Directorate, I also want to move inside. I thought my board members, the National Museum of Zimbabwe, and the National Museum of Zimbabwe. Nango sumzama woko kana kusumuka ndikazizi nakutainyore. Tinachaya peseno yedu, Professor Manyanga wokutanga. Watowa na wakumara wagara pasi, na wapare nyatwa, na mai madiro awa muri kuona. Besides the institution, the big institution, tinema directors, ne staff of National Government of Zimbabwe, nokumbira musumuke, muonekwe. Warine maoko. Among our the president of the museums. Na chairperson wavo, kana vari pari ngavasimuka vaonekwe. 1 10 on the 1. Sorry, can of Tomben. Sorry. Sambotao. pamuda kuonekwa tina heads of government departments avito zvamwe vangosi mungati muonekwe toda kuona wandu wenyu. For it to be successful, we have a key partner, the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education. Ndinokumbirawo kuti musumuke my officials for the Minister of Primary Education muonekwe navanhu. Province, Permanent Secretary for Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Secretary for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, the Board of Trustees and staff of National Government of Zimbabwe, the Mayor of the city of Gweru, members of Parliament here present, the Provincial Development Coordinator, heads of government departments, officials of the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I feel greatly honored to give remarks on such a very, very important occasion, which is observed throughout the world on or around 18 May. As per the International Council of Museum definition, the role of museums is to collect, preserve, interpret, and display objects of artistic, cultural, scientific significance for study and education and educating the public. The government of Zimbabwe, through the enabling National Museum Act, mandated National Museum of Zimbabwe to preserve, to protect, to present, and regulate sustainable use of heritage of this country. This cannot be achieved, ladies and gentlemen, through the summit of museums throughout the country. Currently, we have 5 national museums, namely Zimbabwe Museum of Human Science in Harare, National Aviation Museum in Bulawayo, the Mutare Museum in Mutare, here in Gweru we have the Military Museum, and the Conservation Center in Great Zimbabwe. In addition to this, there are many side museums. Just mention a few: Dombo Shava, Teko Riorio, we have Ziwa, we have Kamid Bulawayo, we have Batonga and Binga, and our provincial heroes acres. We have recently have the Kamgoma, Zapas, and Pupu. These are side museums worth visiting. These museums, yes, they are buildings, yes, they are open spaces, but the house displays of movable objects, again of artistic, historical, scientific, cultural, natural, and educational values, which are generally referred as collections. Hence, they are centers of learning and education. What is very important is that museums are open to public, including researchers and scholars, even during holidays. They are open to the public. And the public are expected to visit this museum for them to serve a purpose. Many times, I have been asked whether, for example, National Heroes Acre is accessible only during the Heroes Day or when there's a burial. Yet, this is a site for human heritage worth visiting. Again, in other sectors of the community, people regard museums as place of dead objects. Yes, we do have collections. Some of them are dead, yes, some of them they are alive. But these collections, they actually, they are sources of, in terms of evidence of the artistic, historical, scientific, and cultural information. So in that regard, the Ministry of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, through National Museum of Zimbabwe, encourages visitorship to all heritage centers for the same purpose of education and for us to reflect on our identity, inspiration, and enjoyment. The aspiration of the National Council of Museums, in that Council of Museums, which Zimbabwe is a member and which we subscribe to, cannot be achieved if there is less patronage to museum institutions. Museums provide that edutainment, which makes learning interesting, challenging, and at the same time relaxing. With an increased focus on liberation and heritage in our sites and museums, the youth will adventurely get to learn more about our history. Hence, our call for our youth to visit our museums. Ladies and gentlemen, heritage institutions like museums play an important role in society development. But regrettably, despite the diverse and rich collections in our museums, heritage centers are underutilized globally, not only in Zimbabwe, but throughout the world. Visitorship is very low. There is therefore a need to improve public awareness of the existence of museums, which is one of the main purposes of the National Museum Day celebration. The reason why we are here, we want to create awareness of museums. Yes, National Museum of Zimbabwe is an active heritage awareness program, but there's still a lot to be done. Together, let's make the National Museum Day 2024 a success and showcase the extraordinary impact of museums on our shared cultural heritage. Heritage has no meaning if we don't understand it, if we don't patronize museums. The National Museum Day celebration throughout the world are done in various ways, which include, among others, free access to museums. Like today, our museums on the 82 museums are free, open to the public. The issue of new exhibitions through other temporary exhibitions. We have videos or paper presentations and also competitions. Here in Zimbabwe, the Heritage Quiz competition is the main event of our celebrations. I would like, therefore, to congratulate the participating schools for reaching the finals, today's finals. We have done extremely well, and I know you can do it today. I wish you all the best. I thank you.
I heartily welcome you, our guest of honor, my personal friend during our struggle, the Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Kazembe, and the other esteemed guests to this momentous occasion of International Museum Day commemorations here in the Midlands Province at the Zimbabwe Military Museum, Gweru. Our rich heritage is not just a mirror image of the past. It is indeed a beacon guiding us towards our national aspirations and adaptation skills as embodied in the Second Republic's vision of attaining a prosperous and upper middle income society earlier than 2030, as able led by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa. This annual occasions, therefore, serves as a reminder of the important roles museums play in our communities by promoting and showcasing who we are through exhibitions of our past way of life and preserving of our shared history. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, museums are the custodians of our collective legacy, which include the rise of the great Monumutapa Empire, armed struggle for our independence, and restoration of our sovereignty through the historical milestones. Furthermore, they offer a wealth of information and resource to our visitors and educational institutions, stimulating research and development, as well as innovation in line with the new dispensation's Education 5.0 policy. Culture and heritage have the power to transform our societies, strengthen local communities, foster strong family values, and forge a sense of identity and belonging for all Zimbabweans as a united people. Honorable Minister, the Midlands Province remain resolute in embracing hard, honest work, servant leadership, and the approach of building our nation brick by brick, stone upon stone, and leaving no one and no place behind. As I conclude, allow me, distinguished guests, to once again extend my warm welcome to Honorable Kazembe and all esteemed guests to the International Museum Day celebrations and quiz competition. With these few remarks, comrades and friends, I thank you.
The whole world celebrates International Museum Day, a day that is set aside by the International Council of Museums, ICOM, as a platform for raising public awareness on the role museums play today in the improvement of society internationally. Since the attainment of independence in 1980, the celebrations in Zimbabwe have improved in terms of the museum activities and now include trademark National Heritage Education Quiz competition for primary schools that we'll witness today. I also have a couple of questions which I'm going to ask those students before the actual quiz starts. And the person who's going to give us the prizes is none other than Owen Mutanue, whom I'm told is a businessman. And I know he is indeed. This year's theme is Museums for Education and Research. The theme underscores the pivotal role of cultural institutions in providing a holistic educational experience. The theme also underscores the significance of museums as dynamic educational institutions, fostering entertainment, learning, discovery, and cultural understanding. The theme is pertinent to the Zimbabwean context, where there is ongoing debate of continuous assessment learning activity, CALA. As CALA is a research-based program, it encourages pupils to visit museums and other heritage centers to conduct educational research. In this regard, our museums should continue to provide a platform for enjoyment, exploration, and the dissemination of new ideas in a wide range of learning areas, from art and history to science and technology, in order to shape our understanding of the world. The heritage-based curriculum that Zimbabwe is currently pursuing, as alluded to by my colleague, aims to ensure that pupils acquire skills, values, and attitudes for life, and for work through integrating and reinforcing a strong scientific and technological bias. Heritage studies can be enhanced through research to identify Zimbabwean and African practices and technologies. Our national museums and monuments, that space for learners to explore, research, is that place for learners to explore, research, and acquire knowledge and skills and develop positive attitudes about the country's image. How we got to where we are, where me and Muda can sit here and talk to you. It was a long and difficult journey. And from that background, I'm going to ask a couple of questions. My students are one or two questions.
My name is Cheron Sododo. My name is Cheron Sododo. I'm from 3 Brigade Primary School from Manicaland Province. I want to explain what happened at Pupu. There were 34 men, which were led by Alan Wilson. Alan Wilson, who was under Major Forbes. So Alan Wilson and these men were defeated, and their bodies were taken to Great Zimbabwe, and they were later reburied at Matopo News.
They were defeated by who?
They were defeated by, it was the Anglo-Ndebele War. They were defeated by the Ndebeles.
Yes. And for your own information, they failed to capture Nobel. That's what they wanted, and they failed. They were beaten to the game. They were defeated with all their guns, their machinery, and all the rest of it. But they were defeated. Don't forget the cow-horn formation. If you go to Pupu, you will see the structure that were put there. It depicts cow-horn formation. we should go to this place. Why am I saying this? Is to motivate you, even us, Wakura, tiende kumasaita, tinoona.
Kangoma is holding good, and 104 people were killed, and one comrade called Comrade Double Killer, which was a freedom fighter. They were killed by the British War Force. Yes.
Good English. Innocent Zimbabweans, unarmed. Bali panwe aizi mapunga ndinoziva. Paiwe makomrades vachizotaura nezvehondo, nezvayakanakira nebasa raiitika ipapo vachidzidzisa vanhu, the masses. Ndopa vakaatakwa nevarungu, and they were all killed. So we were kukamungoma to memorialize that place. And we do have field museums in these centers. This is what we are now doing as museums. Takuisa ma field museums. Nasi museums there, museum aikuwanikwa mudhuri building chete. Kana masite imomo, mazvakaitikira, tirikuisa ma museums imomo, panenge pane vanoti interpretive center. Yekuti mukaenda vana vechikoro, you will see all these things. Mukaenda kukamungoma muchanoona mapicture ema survivors. Vamwe vacho vachiripo. And chakasiririsa His Excellency the President, vakabva vapa mwana yemunda ipapo our president. Pane mwana mukanatasa pakamungoma mukaenda mese ndikukuudzai kuti nemiwo muchallenge mufambe muzvimbo idzi dziri kugadzirwa nevemuseums. Pane mwana anga achiyamwa mukaka pakashaika mai vake pavakaurayiwa. Picture iyoyo iripo, real picture. Haana kuziva kuti mai vake vanga vadini, vatofa akaramba achiyamwa mukaka. That's how bad it is. Mwana iye anonzi Comrade Hondo anga ariko kupupu musota wakapuwa pupu na president. Akabva apuwa munda na president.
Is from Tambuzo Primary School in Pekwe.
Each question carries 2 points. Part marks may be given at the quiz panel's discretion. Boards up. The correct answer is the F. 2 marks for all schools. 2 marks for all schools. You put your boards down. Thank you, scorers. For section D, 3 Brigade got 8 points, Solus 4 points, Depth Livingston Martinoth 6 points, Wenyama 4 points, Mount Sunset 8 points, Dudley 4 points, Depth Livingston Harare 8 points, Trojan 6, Victoria Junior 6, and CJR 10. Well done. boards up. The correct answer is lithium. Correct answer is lithium. 2 marks, 3 brigade. No mark, Solus, Kingston, Harare. No mark, Trojan. No mark, Victoria, and 2 marks, CJR. The totals. We are not going to have number 332, so we are going to break those 2 so that we get number 4. Then the same applies to those who are positioned 5. We are going to break that one. And I've told our respected minister.
The question is, in science and technology, what does the abbreviation AI stand for? In science and technology, what does the abbreviation AI stand for?
The answer is artificial intelligence. 2 marks to Gweru, 2 marks to Mount Sunset, 2 marks to Dudley Hall, 2 marks to the best Trojan, 2 marks to Victoria, 2 marks CJR.
The Chimoio attack. What was the code name used by the Rhodesian government for the Chimoio attack? I've been allowed to ask my own.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. There is one very senior war veteran. Marinzi Kuhondo used to be called Papas Mapunu during the liberation struggle. And which war veteran is that? And the answer is His Excellency Dr. Emerson Nabuzo Mnangagwa.
Gweru Nyamrito. Kechipiri.
3 Brigade Primary School. Harare Metropolitan, 7 Livingstone Primary School. They are going to be given $300.
Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
The Nale Tale class of monuments, which comprises more than 10 Zimbabwe-type sites, of which Nale Tale is the main site, is enlisted on the World Heritage Tentative List. To enable this process of listing, conservation and restoration was undertaken at the site. This photograph is a new look restored main entrance of the imposing Nale Tale National Monument. Accepted as our gift that signifies our coordinated efforts to conserve and present Zimbabwe's heritage to international standards.
Thank you. Please accept our gift as a gesture of our appreciation of your leadership in terms of the management and conservation of Zimbabwe's heritage. Thank you.